My name is Helen Monroe, and at 56, I've built a quiet life, rooted in hard work, family, and real estate. I run a small but thriving property management company in Savannah, Georgia. I've been a widow for nearly a decade now. My husband Thomas passed away 12 years ago from a heart attack, leaving me to raise our only child, Marcus. 3 years ago, after my mother passed, she left me her home in Charleston, South Carolina, a beautiful old brick colonial with magnolia trees, a wraparound porch, and a kitchen that always smelled like lemon balm and Sunday dinners. That home became my sanctuary. The place I went to heal, to remember, to breathe. I thought, one day, it would be Marcus's too. Marcus was 29 then, and finally finding his stride. After bouncing between jobs, he landed a solid position at a regional ad agency. He was ready to move out of his cramped apartment. So, when he called one afternoon, saying he was ready for a new chapter, I offered him the house. Live here, I said, rent-free. Fix it up if you want. One day, maybe you'll keep it, or we'll work something out. He got choked up, said, "Thank you, Mom." I was proud, until I met Alicia, Marcus's new girlfriend. They met through friends. In Atlanta, she was polished, confident, a little too confident, like someone who rehearsed being likable. At first, I was just happy he found someone, but it didn't take long for something to feel off. She moved in within weeks, started answering the door like it was hers, redecorated everything. My mother's old furniture disappeared. Family photos came down. That one day I brought over some peach cobbler. Alicia opened the door and said, "Oh, you didn't call." "I didn't think I needed to," I said. She didn't invite me in. That night Marcus called and apologized. "She's just particular about space," he said, trying to create a new energy. But that energy didn't feel like home. It felt like erasure. First went the quilt my grandmother hand-stitched, then my mother's rocking chair, the old hutch, gone. When I asked Marcus, he just shrugged. "Alicia has a vision, but this house already has a soul," I told him. He didn't answer. Then came the bombshell. One Sunday, I arrived for our regular dinner, used my key, the one I'd always had. Alicia looked up from her wine glass and said, "Oh, you still have a key?" "Of course," I said. "Marcus and I think we need more privacy now that we're engaged." "Engaged?" She flashed the ring. I nodded, congratulated her, but inside, my heart ached. That house, my gift, was being used to push me out. A week later, Marcus asked if I could scale back my visits, said Alicia wanted space. I agreed, even though it felt like rejection. The next time I visited, after calling ahead, Alicia greeted me in a silk robe, barely moving aside to let me in. Inside, it looked like a furniture catalog. Sterile, cold, soulless. And then, I noticed it. The hutch gone. "What happened to it?" I asked. "Oh," Alicia said with a shrug, "we donated it. It didn't match the aesthetic." My chest tightened. "It's just furniture," she said. "No, it was family." Weeks passed. Every visit felt worse. She hovered, interrupted, erased, until one day, I stopped by to get some documents. I had a drawer in the office with family paperwork. Marcus didn't answer my texts, so I used my key, walked into silence. The house felt like it didn't even remember me anymore. When I reached the office, it was now a full-blown beauty studio. Alicia's vlogging equipment filled the room. The drawer, gone. The files, missing. I checked her laptop, and there it was. An online listing. My mother's Tiffany-style lamp, $750. Scrolling down, I saw more. My father's military flag, my grandmother's cutlery, the foyer paintings. She had been selling our history. When Alicia came home, I didn't hide. I confronted her. "You're selling family heirlooms," I said. She smirked. "Marcus gave me permission." I pulled out a folded document. "The deed is still in my name," I said. "You had no right." That's when everything came crashing down. Marcus walked in, saw us standing there. Alicia said, "She broke into our house." I said, "It's my house. The deed is in my name." I showed Marcus the documents. He looked stunned. "You didn't tell her?" I asked. He shook his head. Alicia was livid. "You lied to me," she screamed. "You assumed," Marcus said quietly. "And she's been selling your family's history," I added. That's when the doorbell rang. 2 police officers. "Ma'am," one said to Alicia, "you don't live here legally. This house belongs to Ms. Monroe." Her jaw dropped. She turned to Marcus. "Are you going to let her do this?" He looked at her, really looked at her, and said, "You did this to yourself." That night, Alicia left with a suitcase and a warning. And for the first time in months, silence in the house felt peaceful. The next morning, I made coffee. Marcus came downstairs and sat beside me. "I let her push you out," he said. "I thought I was building something. But I was hiding." "You're not hiding anymore," I said. That day, he brought down an old box from the attic. Photo albums, letters, Grandma's recipe book. We sat on the floor and went through every page. We laughed, we cried, we healed. Later that week, Alicia tried to return, angry, loud, desperate, but I was ready. We had a restraining order filed. We retrieved the stolen heirlooms from a storage unit she'd secretly rented. She was never who she claimed to be. Her past was filled with lies, restraining orders, and manipulation. Eventually, she disappeared, but the scars remained. Marcus started therapy, rebuilt his confidence. I repainted walls, restored furniture, rehung portraits. By fall, the house felt like ours again, warm, whole. And then, one Sunday, Marcus brought flowers. "I'm moving out," he said, "but not far." I smiled. "You'll always have a key," I said, "and I want you to keep the house." He replied, "Not just legally, but emotionally. It's your legacy." That weekend, we met with my attorney. We placed the house in a family trust. It would never again be vulnerable to manipulation. Months later, we hosted our first real family gathering. Cousins, neighbors, friends, laughter in every room, the smell of sweet tea and cornbread in the air. The house stood strong. No one questioned who it belonged to. If you've ever had to stand up for your family, your legacy, or your peace, know this: you're not alone. Thank you for listening to my story, and remember, houses may have walls, but it's your voice, your love, and your boundaries that make them a home.